Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Epi. Oh, just one second. There we go. Whoops. Stream Deck wasn't syncing quite yet. Still getting used to that. It's a new addition to the live stream setup. But welcome, everyone. I have a very fun Daily Creative Challenge for you guys today. I'm so excited. This is going to be pet costume designs for Halloween. So we're going to be making an app all around that. And I'm excited to see you guys' pets, hopefully, in your designs today. So welcome everyone in the chat. We've got Christina, we've got Julie, Laura. Hey Laura, how's it going? We've got Mary, Rosie, Anime, lots of you guys, Joshua, welcome back. Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on over to behance.net/challenge/xd if you would like to go ahead and follow along with me. All right, so as always, you guys know the drill by now. Go ahead and sign up right here with this big blue button and you will get notified each day at 8 a.m. in your Creative Cloud app that there is a new challenge and that you should hop on over here to see what it is. So as always, each day I give you guys a new challenge. Be sure to hop here. Every day we're live at 2 p.m. Pacific, and you can ask me questions throughout the stream. If you're confused about anything I'm doing, I'll be checking that Behance chat throughout the stream. And of course, you can join us over on Discord. So you can sign up here to join us on Discord, or there's another link down here at the bottom. But this is Discord. Let's hop in here really quick and just see what's going on. So if you do want to get feedback on any of your designs, you can hop in here. This is the current challenge channel. And I also like just getting some inspiration from you guys, seeing what you guys are working on. But yeah, post your work in here if you want to get feedback. You can see what mentors are online over here and chat with each other. And yeah, it's a great place to just, if you have any questions or anything, you can hop on over there. All right, so let's scroll on down. As I mentioned, pet costume design. So I want you guys to design a pet costume experience where users can dress up their pets in Halloween outfits. So we're going to use the drag feature to create a slider that moves through those different options. And while we're on the subject of pet costumes, I thought I would just roll back in time to last year. So this is my Twitter from last year, and I thought I'd show you what I dressed up my cat as. So I'm sure some of you guys know in the chat, my cat is named Sprinkles. I feel like I mention her all the time. So last year, she was a chameleon. She did not really enjoy this costume. She stayed in it for all of like 10 seconds, I think. But yeah, this was so cute. So think of like an app where we're kind of swiping through. Maybe you have the background layer is your pet, a picture of your pet, and then on top of that is a layer with all the outfits, and we're gonna swipe through those. So that was last year, and the year before that, she was a cow. That was the only good picture I could get. So anyway, super fun. Want to see what you guys are going to come up with. As always, you can grab the starter file right here. Now we're hosting all of the starter file documents on Creative Cloud instead of Dropbox. So just come over here and say copy to your work, and it will copy to your Creative Cloud files, and you can download it from there. All right, and as always, if you missed any of these streams, or you just want to go back and rewatch a certain part, if you're not sure about what I did, you can always rewatch by clicking watch video there. All right, so first day, let's go ahead and hop on into XD. Oh, and I know you guys like seeing kind of what we're gonna create at the very end, at the beginning before I really dive in, so I thought I'd do that today. Or if you would prefer it to be a surprise, let me know. All right, so this is what we're gonna work on. We get to kind of a blank background. So think of something like this. And I was gonna use Sprinkles for the background, my own cat, but I could not find as good of a picture as just a stock photo. So this is what we got. All right, so we're gonna have, if you wanna do some sort of slider, more simple than this, or you can do something like this with the dotted, just little dots kind of. So think of something like this, just a simple drag feature, pretty simple really. and I'll kind of walk you through how we'll do this. So just show those, oh, and I just noticed this is a little bit messed up too. Show those costumes kind of sweeping over the front of the animals. All right, so that's what we're gonna be making. So this is the starter file. If you do want to kind of follow along with me, this is what you'll be looking at. So day one, technically yesterday was a welcome day. And I want you guys to focus on the drag feature, which is in the prototype tab up here. And well, I can't select it right now, but let me show you. So it'll be right in here under triggers. So you just hop in here. We'll be using drag and auto animate. Yes. Laura said, looks really beautiful. Love the idea. Thank you, Laura. Everyone's commenting on Sprinkle's cat costume last year. Thank you, everyone. Awesome. All right, and then below this, as always, some inspiration. This one wasn't really like a pet costume app, but I liked, and again, it's kind of hard to see like at 45-degree angles. So I usually recommend not using 45 degrees in your mock-ups, but it does look cool. So this sort of slider, you could do sort of something like that, even though it's more like 360 degrees sort of look, but I love that. This one, I just love the color palette and how they kind of focused on the stock images as the main focal point here. So that one was nice. And then of course we've got the resource booklet down here. Let me hop back into the design tab. So if you want to look through some of my favorite resources, you can hop through these tabs over here in the components panel. And all right, so tip of the day, or a few tips, I should say. So we're going to try to keep the back layer of our design. So that would be probably a static image of your pet if you have one behind the costumes, while those are kind of switched out in the front. Or if you wanted to design this as like an augmented reality kind of interaction where you can kind of try out your pet costumes by using your phone camera and sort of tracking the pet in real time. Obviously, you wouldn't really be able to do this in real life, but you could simulate it in a design. So that would be really cool to see. And then just things to keep in mind if you are actually designing in real life for AR is trying to use all of your human senses, as many as you can at least. So things like haptic feedback, just like kind of create more immersion. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I have a blank canvas here. I'm going to be starting with just an iPhone size, but as always, if you guys want to do a different size, totally feel free to do that. You can use this artboard icon over here and then just scroll on down and choose whatever size you want. There's desktop, tablet, you name it. All right, so let's see. Let's start with just like the title and stuff. And like I mentioned yesterday, if you joined the welcome stream, we have a little bit of a new assets panel over here. So they're now calling this the libraries. So just libraries. And to get to your assets panel, if you're a little unsure of where it is now, it's still there. You just have to click on document assets. So it's now basically grouped into different projects. So whatever project you're working on, if you have a ton of different projects for, work, or if you have different style guides for different clients, this is really nice to keep it kind of a little bit more organized. So like I have one for Adobe Live Freelance, and you can see here I've got my pet costumes, all my stock photos and stuff that I use for Adobe Live projects. So that is really neat. Just a little better organized and more integrated now, which is nice. All right, so we're gonna add just costumes up here, the title. Let's also add a search over on the right, of course, because we want to be able to search through all of those costumes. And I've got this home icon, or if you just want to do a menu, any kind of menu, hamburger menu would be fine as well. Just trying to keep this pretty clean for the rest of the page, and really focus on just the animal itself and the costumes. So below that, let's see, I've got this little menu, and I want to add a way to sort. So let's add a button for sorting through all the different costumes. And you'll see all of my assets are still over here, just might look a little bit different than before the update last week. All right, let's add the text sort. And, oh, I'm using Gilroy, by the way, for today's font. Don't use this one too much, but I really like it. Okay. Just bring this in a bit. All right, so that looks good. Maybe that can be there. And then maybe some other categories that we might want to like click through. So let's remove that, and we can say maybe animal type. So if it's for cats or dogs, I mean, you probably wouldn't be dressing up any other animal, but I don't know, maybe you could dress up your gerbil on something like this, but good to sort by that. And maybe like category of costume, something like that. This one we're just gonna leave sort of falling off the edge, just so users know, hey, you can still keep scrolling on the side. Okay, let's group all those together. That looks nice. Bring that down a bit. All right, so now we can get into the main focal point. So I just want to have my stock image of my dog. I found this cute one, and I should say this is not my dog, but a dog that I found. And then let's give it a background, just a rectangle. Leave it kind of in the middle there. Cute. And I do want this to be pretty big. You probably don't want it to be like a 2-up or anything, like 2 columns, just because you probably wouldn't be able to see the details of the costume too well. But yeah, let's see what else. We need a way maybe to like or like save whatever costume that you see. So let's add a button for that, maybe top right. And I got some colors saved. I'll make this kind of like a deep purpley blue color. I like that. No border. And you guys know, or maybe you don't, I don't know, with my drop shadows, I always like to just use a separate rectangle and kind of pull it away a little bit. I feel like that way it just looks a little bit more realistic if it's not just like the regular drop shadow option right here. So I'll go in here and do an object blur. So that's in this drop down right here, and then just kind of pull this down to however blurred I want. And then we can send this back and bring it down just a tad. It might not make that much of a difference, but I just think it adds a nice touch, a little bit more like 3D, in my opinion. All right, really going for those curves. Very curved today. And then what else? We need our costumes, of course. So the one that I found was this stock image of, oh wait, that's not it. Let's see. Okay. So I found 2 different groups of stock images. So these were each just like one whole image. So if you're looking on Adobe stock, let's see, let's open that up. I just literally searched pet costumes, something like this. And the only thing I couldn't find just any like blank costumes without the actual pet in it. So I did have to bring this into Photoshop then, and then like mask around it. Didn't feel like doing this one because I didn't want to use that dog. So if you are looking for just a pet costume to kind of swipe over, you might have to mask it out in Photoshop ahead of time. Just a little PSA there. All right, so I went ahead and just used a clipping mask on top of each of these. So let's drag all of those onto our artboard, kind of like in a row here. Isn't this bunny one just so cute? Like, I don't know, maybe Sprinkles will be a bunny this year. So cute. We've got, what else? A little sheriff, a pirate. I just love all of these. All right, so let's put the pirate on him. Just so cute. Okay, so what we want to do to make this work with auto animate is we need to group all of these together and kind of place them ahead of time, like in the correct row that we know we want them to be on. So we're really just going to drag this along horizontally. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll group all of those together as one group. So it'll be really easy to just drag everything over at once. The cactus is so funny. Okay, make sure this is lined up. And then when I'm dragging these over to the right, I'm just holding down Shift, so they stay in the same exact row there. Okay, Little Mermaid. So funny, I crack myself up. Okay, we've got a little pirate. I think that's like, no, that's a sailor. I'm not really sure. Some person with a guitar. And then we've got, this is a sheriff for sure. Little sheriff, tiny one. All right, so let's go ahead and group all of those together. So I'm just pressing Command G to group them. And then you'll see the ones that are off the artboard, we won't see them anymore because everything's grouped. But that's okay, because when we do start dragging this over, they're still all there, so it's fine. All right, so that looks good. Now at the bottom, let's go ahead and add maybe just like a few little details about each particular outfit. So let's say puppy pirate. And let's see, let's make this a little smaller. And then of course we probably want the price. $20? I don't know, maybe that's a little high. I haven't been pet costume shopping in a while, so I'm not sure. And then just like a line of detail will say for small dogs and cats. Something like that. Keep it just simple. That looks good. Okay. And maybe we'll make this regular. All right, cool. And then at the bottom, of course, we need our little swipey thing. So let's bring in this little dot. And then I want to have just a bunch of other dots along this row, but I already went ahead and made this a component. Or did I? Let's see, where's the original component? So let's right click, edit main component. Okay, so here's our main one. So we made this a component. And what I want to do is add a new state. So we just want two states for this, either selected or unselected, of course. So this is selected, and then we'll have unselected. And then unselected, I just want this to be much smaller. We'll bring this to the center. Oops. Double click in. Oh, I do not want the border for that. I want a little bit of that purpley, but kind of a little bit more transparent and much smaller. Okay, that looks good. So we'll have selected, and then we'll have a bunch of the unselected ones. So we just need seven here. And we can use our repeat grid, of course. So let's drag this over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can get rid of one of these. Space this out a little better. All right. And let's center those like right there. Maybe a little bit more space. Okay, cool. And then for the bottom, I just made this sort of like wavy selection point thing. Not really sure what to call it. But this is just made up of, use your Pathfinder tool up here, just a circle, and then drag out the corners right here. And that can be just below whatever we're selecting. All right, now all we have to do, I think that looks pretty good so far. So now we can just start copying the artboards and dragging this costumes bar over. So kind of before you do that, before you start copying and pasting the artboards, you really want to have everything else kind of in the space that you want, unless it's a component, because you can change that easily. But we just want everything else to stay the same from artboard to artboard from now on. So we can just copy and paste the whole artboard, and this one we will call What's the next one? Robin Hood, I guess? I'm having a hard time deciphering what these costumes actually are. I think it's a Robin Hood. Okay, so that one's cute. Let's move this guy over as well. Right under there. And we can go ahead and ungroup the grid. And you'll see why I made this a component. Now we can just go to selected, boom, unselected, boom. So it makes it super quick now. Don't have to do all of those individually. All right, and let's copy and paste again, and we'll just keep going through each of these. So again, come over to our component, change that one to selected. This one will be unselected. And since this is all one whole group, I'm just holding shift while I drag over to the left. And this is cactus. That one might be the cutest out of all of these, the little cactus. I don't know, the rabbit's cute too. What do you guys think? Which one's your favorite so far? All right, let's make this selected. Same thing here. And I'm trying to get into the habit of naming all of my artboards. I've been really bad about not remembering to do that. But, all right, selected. This will go to unselected. And then this one will name mermaid. And then copy and paste. I think we got 2 more. This is the sailor. Someone said, $1 billion app, mermaid on a dog. Yes, yes. Okay. And then this, again, we're coming over to our component states. Just switching those out, super easy. That one's a little wonky. Sailor, and we've got 1 more. And this one, what was this one? The sheriff. All right, rename this. And we'll just switch this out. I don't think I'm gonna have time to change all of the text, but you get the idea. Like this would say some details about whatever that costume is. All right, so let's hop into our prototype tab. And this is the easy part. We've done really all the work now. So all we have to do is drag, we've got this little indicator, this trigger right here, drag it over to the next artboard. And it already guessed, under trigger, we want to do the drag interaction. And same thing here, we want to do for our action will be auto animate. Okay, and then same thing, I guess it's linking to my previous one. So drag, we'll just really do the same thing for all of these. Don't really have to touch anything else in the artboard, really just those little triggers right there. And select that. Okay, see, that was like less than a minute, super quick in the prototyping tab. All right, let's make sure we're on the home. So we've got flow on now, and we can go ahead and preview this up in the little play button right there in the top right. And when we start dragging, oh, and if you noticed, the auto animate made a little interaction from like the border to the fill. That's kind of nice too. Cute. We've got our cactus, so we're just sliding over our rabbit, mermaid, and sailor and sheriff. That is so cute. And you could go, take this further if you wanted to, and add some interaction with the favorite or like save or like button. You could add some interaction with the sort options up here too if you wanted to, but I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. So definitely, if there is one to do these whole 2 weeks, I want to see you guys as pets in some little pet outfits. This one is very cute. All right, so let's go ahead and Command S to save. And as always, if you want to export this, you can come up here to File, Export, and then whatever artboards you have selected, you can do Export Batch or Selected. And I usually export as an MOV file as well and share that on Behance. So if you want to do that, you'd come up here the same way we were previewing, and then just press this little record button. And you'll see the little circle then, and you can start dragging this around. And then when you stop recording, it'll ask where you want to save, and it'll save it as an MOV file. All right, so I don't have too much time left, but I do want to just quickly mention, if you are sharing on Behance, make sure you add the keyword XD Daily Challenge. So like this is one of my previous projects. You would go in here to Settings, and then under Project Tags, go to XD Daily Challenge, or type that in rather. So make sure you have that if you're sharing a Behance. Or you can just share on Discord as well too, that would be great. All right, guys, that is about all the time that we have left for today. And there, my Stream Deck worked there. All right, guys, I will see you again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. Be sure to share all of your work in Discord. Excited to see what you guys come up with. And don't go anywhere, because in about 5 minutes, we've got Doodle Therapy with Alice Lee. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye, everyone.